Caitlin Riley going through her warm-up pitches, about ready to get underway, Alabama and Iowa. And we've just been giving the started lineup for the Hawkeyes, who enter today's game at 14-5 overall, 4-2 in true road games. They're on a 2-game winning streak after knocking off Louisiana earlier today, 4-2. Lineup looks like this. Second baseman Gina Young will lead things off with Sojin Berry, the shortstop, batting second. Tori Bennett, center fielder, batting third. Batting fourth, the designated player, is Hannah Lindsay. Alyssa Ramos, the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Desiree Rivera. Batting seventh is the pitcher, Tala Tretton. Right fielder, Devin Simon, will bat eighth, and batting ninth is Tatiana Roman. The left fielder, third baseman Avery Jackson, in the field but not in the starting lineup hitting in today's ball game. We'll start things off with Gina Young, the second baseman, sophomore, batting 300, 18 of 60 with 14 runs scored, 5 doubles, and 9 RBIs on the season. And she'll step in, left-handed batting to start things off here. Game number 3 of the 2025 Spring Break Showdown. Riley looks in. And here comes the first pitch. Right in there for a called strike. Umpires for today's ball game, Aaron Golden is behind home plate with Ken Jones at first and Marty Abazishan, the third base umpire. The 0-1. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The first inning is presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Crimson Tide fans are reminded to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations, including respiratory virus vaccines. Vaccinations against these viruses are important for everyone, so don't wait. Vaccinate. That's a ground ball foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Young.
Well, Young was so impressive last year as a freshman, was first team all Big Ten, came in a really highly touted recruit for this Iowa program.
The 1-2. Fly ball to left, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Pruitt is able to cut it off, but heading into second base with a leadoff double is Gina Young.
Not quite sure what happened there because it seemed like that was in the air for a while. Seemed like Pruitt got a good jump, and then I don't know if she misjudged how close she was to it or what. That certainly seemed in, at worst, like possible dive territory, but decided to lay back, and now here's Sujin Berry with a runner in scoring position.
First pitch to Berry is a called strike. Berry batting .316, 18 of 57, 15 runs scored, 4 doubles, 4 homers, and 12 RBIs on the year.
Earlier today, it was 2 for 4 with an RBI against Louisiana.
The 0-1. We tried to check her swing, went way too far around. No balls and 2 strikes.
That's now, amazingly, back-to-back games where the opponent has had a leadoff double.
That is correct.
Wild stuff.
The 0-2 is a ground ball. That's going to get through for a base hit into right field. Clark comes up throwing, but it's not going to be in time. And the single brings in Young, and Iowa jumps out to a quick 1-0 lead.
Well, Berry gets that pitch in on the hands and is able to just fight it out barely past Hevlin. We've talked about it. Sometimes it's all about that right spot, and that's exactly what Berry found. And unlike the game earlier today, Iowa able to cash in on that leadoff double.
Tori Bennett steps in. The first pitch is a touch high for ball 1. Bennett batting .306, 15 of 49, 14 runs scored with 2 doubles and 8 RBIs on the season. The 1-0, low and in, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Bennett 0 for 7 this year against SEC teams, was 0 for 2 earlier today with an RBI and a couple walks. Iowa really did a nice job working at bats, working counts earlier today against Louisiana, and an early visit from Lance McMahon to talk to Caitlin Riley as, you know, she's not pitching poorly, but it is not a great first inning yet again for Riley in the circle.
Quick meeting is wrapping up. Alabama 3-1 all-time against Iowa. This is the first meeting between the Tide and the Hawkeyes since the 2013 Bama Bash, when Bama swept 2 games, 5-0 and 4-1. Alabama 79-47 all time against the current makeup of the Big Ten. That one's fouled away, 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. They'll throw back down to first, but back in time is Barry. 2-2 the count now on Bennett. Two-two is low, and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And something that didn't happen at all in game number 1 either, back-to-backs.
Yep.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got her on the off speed, and there's one gone.
Boy, that was almost an off-speed rise. It's not. It's just an elevated version of that off-speed pitch, but it had a little juice on it, and it totally fooled Bennett. I don't know if I've ever seen Caitlin Riley throw that specific pitch. Really well located to get the K.
Hannah Lindsay steps in. The first pitch to her is a ground ball to third. They'll throw to second to get one, and the Tide turns the double play. 5-4-3, Ellisted to Hevlin to Dukeshire. And what could have been a much bigger inning for the Hawkeyes, just one comes across.
Wow, that was a butter, smooth, silky double play because I didn't think there was a chance, but Ellisted and Hevlin timed that perfectly. Callie Hevlin's turn at second base was incredible, and a great throw over to first to get the double play, like you said, and a great job minimizing the damage because that could have gotten squirrely. Instead, it's just 1 run.
For the Hawkeyes in the first, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left. We played a half inning. Iowa 1, Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the home half of the first inning. Iowa with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. We already gave you the Alabama starting lineup, the defensive alignment for the Hawkeyes. You have Roman in left, Bennett in center, Simon in right. Third baseman is Jackson. Shortstop is Barry. Second baseman Young. First baseman Ramos. Catcher Rivera, and Tretton will be the pitcher. Right-handed freshman from Gardnerville, Nevada, Talia Tretton. First pitch to Audrey Vandegrift is low for ball 1. Tretton on the year has a 2.44 ERA and a 3-1 record. This is her 10th appearance, 8th start. She has 3 complete games, 37 1/3 innings pitched, 36 hits, 18 runs, 13 earned. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. Now it's 1-1. She's walked 20, struck out 27. Opponents batting .250 against Tretton on the year.
Got the save earlier today against Louisiana when an inning gave up 1 hit. End of list.
1 hopper to first. Stop made by the first baseman Ramos, and she underhanded it to Young to get the out. There's 1 gone.
And Tretton is going to work up in the zone a lot. She's got a nice changeup, but mainly working with the rise. Out of Nevada, was 2-time Nevada Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. And this season against SEC teams, a 4.62 ERA, 0-1 her record. Has walked more than she struck out. So we'll see if Alabama can be patient when she's missing the zone.
Brings up Larissa Pruitt. First pitch to her is high for ball one. And goodness, Ramos very close.
That's interesting.
Playing very in at first.
Guys, it's Larissa Pruitt.
I mean, in there for a strike, 1-1.
All right, so all those Larissa groundouts,
Yeah.
if she hits that, it's probably getting through right now.
If she hits it as hard as she has hit some of the lineouts too, I'm worried. The 1-1, ground ball through for a base hit into center field. And Larissa Pruitt has the first hit of the ball game for the Crimson Tide here with 1 out in the first.
Well, even with Ramos right up there, sometimes you just got to smoke middle. That's exactly what Pruitt does, takes a pitch a little away and just sends it right back where it came from. And I'm sure that felt really good, just to kind of get to take a breath. All is well, and maybe it was that walk that she drew in the Louisiana game that kind of reset everything.
And we'll now bring up Abby Dukeshire. Runner on first, 1 out. Bama trails 1-0. The first pitch to Duke is high for ball one. Dukeshire batting .457, 21 of 46, 11 runs scored, 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 10 RBIs on the year.
Earlier tonight, 1 for 1 with 2 walks, just continuing that trend of, I don't know, an OBP at like 890.
That's a ground ball to third on a hit and run. They'll throw to second, not in time. And Larissa Pruitt beats it out. And that is a failed fielder's choice. And Alabama now has runners on first and second with 1 gone.
Well, this might work, but Avery Jackson just bobbled it a little bit over at third base. And with Pruitt already taking off, it was going to be really difficult to get that to second base in time. And that's a situation where you generate a play call and it doesn't quite work out the way you want it to, but because the play, the hit and run was called, nobody ends up out. Now you've got a real chance to answer here in the bottom of the first.
And it will be the pitcher, Caitlin Riley, with an opportunity to help her own cause here. She's batting .400, 8 of 20 with a run scored, a double, a homer, and 9 RBIs. Runners first and second, 1 out. The first pitch floats in for a called strike. That one comes inside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, right in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Obviously have a lot of speed with Pruitt on second. One, 2, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you see Trenton continuing to work the upper part of the zone, but moving around, not afraid to go inside on these righties.
2-2 is high and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch to Riley. Ground ball, and that's snared by Trenton in the circle. Runners do advance to second and third, but there's now 2 gone.
Well, good job by Trenton being ready. That got on her very quickly. And I think maybe the speed of Pruitt scared her off because she was initially looking at third and had a play there, but decided, nope, we're just going to take the sure out. Fired over to first.
So now 2 outs for Callie Hevlin. First pitch. High and away for ball 1.
Good chance for redemption for Hevlin. Was 0 for 3 earlier today against Louisiana.
1-0. Misses in. 2 balls And no strikes. 65 degrees at first pitch. Clear skies. The wind has died down
considerably.
Just a little breeze. 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1. Got daylight savings coming up.
Oh, that's right. Is this the one where, which one is this? Do I get to sleep more or less?
You sleep less one time, but then you get sunshine.
True.
So it's a good trade-off. That one misses, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, whatever we're going to, that's what I wanted to stay.
Correct.
I can never remember if that's moving forward or bouncing back or whatever it is.
We need to keep daylight savings time and just stop changing.
Yes.
The 3-1. Hevlin, fly ball to deep center field. That one's way back and way gone! Callie Hevlin with a 3-run shot. Her 8th home run of the season, and the Crimson Tide lead it 3-1.
Deceptive.
Off the bat, I didn't think so.
I wasn't sure.
And it just kept going.
Well, and Trenton tries to attack a little high and in, and it's a little similar. I need to go back and see the other angle. But that sure kind of looked like the same pitch that Hevlin hit out of the yard against Sanford. And Trenton goes to the spot that Hevlin had success on earlier this week, and she just ekes it out of center field. I can't believe that left the yard. I mean, that off the bat, I thought, oh, fly ball.
Yeah.
But Callie showing the power and the pop in that swing, and now she's got 8 homers on the year.
First pitch to Brooke Ellisad is high for ball 1.
It's a response, by the way, Tom.
It is. And it's brought to you by the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app. Keep up with everything Alabama, the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Called strike, 1-1 now on Elistad. Batting .333, 21 of 63 with 9 runs scored, 2 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 17 RBIs. The 1-1 swung on and missed, a ball and 2 strikes.
Earlier today, 2 for 3 with an RBI, a triple, and a run scored.
The 1-2. Elistad lifts this one to deep right field. That one's way back and way gone. Brooke Elistad takes it to the brickyard, and the Crimson Tide, for the 2nd time in 3 games, back-to-back homers, and Alabama leads it 4-0.
So when Patrick Murphy talks about back-to-backs,
sure,
you know, he doesn't want the opponent to get an error or a walk or a hit all coming together. What he does want to see when he talks about good back-to-backs, stuff like that. You know, and Elistad got a changeup and wasn't even necessarily on time, but it was just barreled. And that, I mean, man, it wasn't even a hard swing, but because she got all of it, it was able to get out to the brickyard.
Kendall Clark steps in. The first pitch is a called strike. Clark batting .545, 6 of 11 with 7 runs scored, a double, a triple, and 6 RBIs on the year. 2nd start of the year for Kendall. It's outside, 1-1. The Iowa native missed the first couple of weeks with a hand injury. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike, 1-2.
I can't get over how deceptive those home runs were from Callie and Brooke. I mean, goodness gracious. And you're trying to keep it going with Kendall Clark.
1-2. Clark muscles this to right, but that's going to stay up long enough for Simon to be able to make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. But Alabama answers the Iowa 1-run in the first with 4 here in the bottom.
Well, and the play that sticks out in my mind was that unsuccessful fielder's choice. You know, that was a moment where Iowa certainly could have gotten at least 1 out, but because of the hit and run call, Larissa Pruitt was safe at 2nd, and then later on in the inning, you put up 4 runs thanks to 2 swings. You know, it's the little things in this sport sometimes, Tom, and now Alabama's got a cushion after giving up a run in the first inning.
For the Crimson Tide, 4 runs on 3 hits. Nobody left and no errors for Iowa here in the first. We've played an inning. It's Alabama 4, Iowa 1 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello.
We head to the top of the second inning. Alabama with a 4-1 lead over Iowa. Alyssa Ramos will lead things off, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. The second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. The 1-0 swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Ramos. Batting .250. 12 of 48 with 11 runs scored, 5 doubles, a homer, and 7 RBIs. The 1-1, wave that a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You got to feel good, Gray, if you're Caitlin Riley. You give up the 1 run in the first, but then your offense has your back. Ground ball, foul, booting in 1 and 2.
Well, and especially when you're facing a team that has struggled to do that themselves in Iowa. Their response stat, Tom, is one of the weaker ones I've ever tracked. 2 for 21 and answering back immediately after the opponent scores, and both responses came in the same game.
1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah.
I mean, that's typically, I would say a good mark is if you respond about a third of a time. Elite is close to half. 2 for 21 is tough.
2-2, fouls away, booting in 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I mean, one of the main reasons that that stat is tracked is because it shows you whether or not a team can quell momentum or not.
Yes.
Another 2-2. That one's grounded to third. Ellistat is there. She makes a stop. The throw, and there's 1 gone. Slow roller.
Rolled for a long time because Ellistat was playing deep at third. But no need to hurry. Well done.
Number 2, Desiree Rivera.
That brings up Desiree Rivera, the Hawkeye catcher. The first pitch is outside to the righty for ball 1. Rivera batting .220, 11 of 50 with 5 runs scored, a double, a homer, and 8 RBIs.
Oregon State transfer who has played Alabama before.
The 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. So that would have been if she was from Oregon State.
Yes.
Is that not the
Find
Hillenbrand Classic?
That's exactly correct. Let me take you back to 2022.
2-2. Line back to Riley, who knocks it down and will make the throw for the second out of the inning. Riley luckily got the glove out in front. Nancy Mann's coming out along with Aaron Golden, our home plate umpire, to make sure Riley's okay.
Well, now Rivera 0 for 3 all time against the Tide with 2 strikeouts, and you're exactly right. That was barreled up. I mean, that was a hard shot, but right at Riley, good reflexes, and a great job not panicking. Immediately found the softball, made a good throw to first. All around good job.
So 2 outs, nobody on now for the starting pitcher, Talia Tretton. First pitch. In there for a strike. Tretton batting .333 8 of 24, 2 runs scored with 2 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 10 RBIs. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
Earlier today, 0 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a K against Louisiana.
Two pitch, high and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field. 6-foot wall the way around in the outfield here at the Rhodes House. 1-2 pitch. And that is a slow roller to first. Dukeshire makes a stop. The underhand throw to Hevlin covering for out number 3. And once again, Iowa does not respond.
Boys, same bat time, same bat channel. I mean, now 2 for 22 and answering back are the Iowa Hawkeyes. Great job. Very calm inning despite, almost getting hit in the ribs for Caitlin Riley. And after the top of the first is a little shaky, that double play really seemed to get the momentum back on Alabama's side, and now they've been able to really hold it so far, and maybe they can do a little bit more when we come back.
For the Hawkeyes in the second, they go down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the second inning, 4-1 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the home half of the second inning, 4-1 Alabama. Salyn Hawkins leading things off for Alabama here in the second. First pitch is a called strike. The second inning is presented by the Bryant Museum, located on the UA campus just across from Coleman Coliseum. Open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. except Mondays. Access online at bryantmuseum.com. The 0-1 to Hawkins, fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. Salyn batting .297, 11 of 37, 11 runs scored with a double and 3 RBIs.
A solid 1 for 3 earlier tonight against Louisiana. Had a couple nice at-bats in that game.
The 0-2, ground ball through for a base hit off the second base bag, the very definition of a base hit for Salyn Hawkins.
You love when that happens.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, Tom.
I'm a simple man.
Loves it when it's a literal base hit,
yes,
and loves when someone brings us boudin. That's
2 for 2 on the day.
pretty much it, honestly. 2 for 2. Who do you think you are, Abby Dukeshire? My gosh.
Salyn Hawkins leading off the second inning with a hit. Now we'll bring up now Riley Valentine in the start behind the plate today. And that bunt is really nice. It's down. The throw is going to be in time. Hawkins never stopped, and she will be safe at third.
Wow.
Hustle play by Salyn Hawkins. Realized for a moment that Iowa wasn't covering third. It ended up being the catcher, Rivera, who made the catch and tried to apply the tag, but Hawkins was safe. So a sacrifice bunt for Riley Valentine that moves Hawkins all the way to third.
Yeah, Jackson came up to field that bunt. I'm not quite sure what the miscommunication was, but it was just such a long run for Rivera. She did her best. She hustled, but Hawkins way too fast, able to slide in safely at third base.
Back to the top of the order, Audrey Vandergriff. First pitch is high for ball 1. Vandergriff's 0 for 1, grounded out her first time.
That's something we've seen Patrick Murphy dip into before if he's noticed it. I'm sure they saw something in that Louisiana game.
High and away, 2-0.
Because the Cajuns, I wasn't watching every split second. They probably tried to lay down a bunt.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Murphy and Lance and Bro, they probably saw something that said, oh, we can try that. And it worked.
Vandegrift checked her swing, went too far around. 2-1. And good job there by Hawkins. She got thrown out at third in game number 1, but didn't let her stop the aggressiveness on the base paths. 2-1. Vandegrift takes a called strike, 2-2.
It's fascinating watching the Iowa defense work as well because they're constantly shifting and moving, almost like an amoeba out there in the infield.
Miss outside, 3-2. Are they trying to distract the batter, like the batter tries to distract the pitcher by slapping?
Is that a deep cut now? Because that happened week 1. Shout out to.
It is a deep cut, but it's also a running gag.
Yes.
Payoff pitch outside for ball 4, and Audrey Vandegrift draws the walk. Runners on the corners with 1 away.
And she's taken off.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably head out fairly quickly. See if I can find how Rivera's done against base stealers. Well, she's caught 8 in the 20 attempts against her, so.
That's a really good percentage.
That's really strong.
We'll see what Vandegrift can do against her. Nation's leader in stolen bases. First pitch, she does take off. The throw is just not in time. What a close play, but Vandegrift beat it out with a feet-first slide. Now Alabama has both runners in scoring position.
Well, there you go. I mean,
yeah.
I now see why Desiree Rivera has caught 8 people stealing. That was a really good throw. Maybe just a little short, and Barry covering second kind of had to turn around and try and make the tag. That's how Vandegrift slid in safely.
It was a strike on Pruitt, the 0-1. Larissa with a 1-hopper back to the pitcher. Now Hawkins is caught in a pickle between home and third, and she's going to be tagged out by the catcher Rivera. Pruitt ends up on second with Vandegrift standing on third, so runners now on second and third once again, but now with 2 outs.
Kind of a tough break there. That hopper right back up the middle, just gloved by Trenton, and then well-executed defensive play by Iowa to get the out.
First pitch to Abby Dukeshire is high for ball 1. Dukeshire reached on an unsuccessful fielder's choice her first time and came around to score on the 3-run homer by Callie Hevlin, part of the 4-run first inning.
So even when Duke is getting quote-unquote out, she's
Yeah.
still scoring a run.
There's a strike, 1-1. Alabama's head coach is Patrick Murphy in his 27th season as the Alabama head coach. Won his 1,294th game earlier today. Dukeshire with a fly ball to right. That is going to be caught by Simon for out number 3 to retire the side. Alabama gets runners on here in the second, but cannot get anything in, and they hold on to a 4-1 lead.
But still constant pressure by the Alabama offense. Yeah, a little bit of a missed opportunity there, but still firmly in control of this game.
For the Tide, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We have played 2. It's Alabama 4, Iowa 1 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The third inning is presented by Bojangles and the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates and whenever it's bow time. It's not a tailgate without Bojangles. We move to the third. Alabama with a 4-1 lead over Iowa. Due up for the Hawkeyes here in the third. Simon, Roman, and Young, 8-9-1. Caitlin Riley back out for her third inning work, and here to take you through the third, I turn things over to my partner, Gray Robertson.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Of course.
As always.
Devin Simon, the sophomore right fielder, will swing at the first pitch and hit it towards short. Hawkins is there. The vacuum throws it to first. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third.
Once again, Taylon Hawkins making a kind of difficult play look rather easy. That ball spinning to her left. Ranged over, made the stop on the second hop and the throw for the first out of the inning.
And now Tatiana Roman. First pitch. Misses for ball one. Roman hitting .298 on the year. 14 of 47, 10 runs scored, 4 RBIs, couple doubles. Earlier today was 1 for 1 with a walk and a run. That rhymed, the 1-0. Misses low, 2-0. I'm done. Tom, don't be no fun.
You'd think it's midnight. It's 7:15.
It's not even 8 o'clock. The 2-0 from Riley. That misses. 3 balls and no strikes. Now the 3-0 to Roman. Ball 4, and that is not what you want. 4-pitch walk to the 9-hole, turns the lineup over to Gina Young.
It's giving you the Alabama coaching staff. The assistant coach is Caleb Rowe. Lance McMahon, the pitching coach, who I'm sure not happy about the 9-hole getting walked there. Anna Marber, the hitting coach, coordinator player development, Ryan I. Murray.
Double and a run scored for Young her first time up. She'll take ball 1. These aren't missing by a lot, but they are missing.
Director of softball operations is Jaden Spencer.
Ribs. Went to the classic. The 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1.
AC Atinka, the athletic trainer. Strength and conditioning coach is Michelle Diltz. Nathan Sheehan is the sports information director. Scott Moyer, the video director. Equipment manager Stu Moore. Kent Gidley, the photographer.
1-1. Young fouls that down the left side, now to play. Ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first, 1 out. 4-1 Alabama over Iowa here in the top of the third.
And Gray, now it's time for the Iowa coaching staff.
Yes. We have the statement.
The acting head coach is Carl Golan.
1-2 to Young. That's lined past Hevlin and into center field. Roman is heading for third. Now she throws up the brakes and heads back to second. Second base hit for Young. 2 on, 1 out for Iowa here in the third.
And that's end of list for coaches for Iowa. The director of softball operations is Miranda Miller, but Carl Golan is the acting head coach, and he's the only on-field coach on the staff right now.
Yeah, and there was an announcement made around 5 o'clock earlier tonight from Iowa as Sujin Berry takes a first pitch strike 0-1. I'll read it in full, and we'll talk about it a little bit more on the TV broadcast tomorrow as well. The University of Iowa Athletics Department announced on Friday that interim softball head coach Brian Levin is no longer with the program effective today as the 0-1 misses low, 1-1. Assistant coach Carl Golan will leave the team for the remainder of the season. And then there's a quote from one of their athletics department members as Barry swings and misses at the 1-1, 1-2. And Brian Levin was the interim head coach because their head coach, Coach Gillespie, was taking the year off due to a medical situation. 1-2. Barry back to the circle, off of Riley. This is going to be a base hit and maybe a run. Roman's heading for home. The throw will get her at the plate. Hevlin found Riley. Valentine for the tag, and there's 2 down.
Again, that ball, it bounced off of Riley, who got her glove on it again to avoid that hitting her knee or shin. And it bounced too far to be able to get the out at either first or second, but Iowa aggressive on the base paths, and good job and a good throw from Callie Hevlin to get the runner at the plate.
So they're on the corners with 2 down. It's a base hit for Barry. And here's Torrey Bennett, who struck out in the first. First pitch in their first strike, 0-1. So, kind of to put a button on it, Carl Golem right now, the only coach on staff, basically. And see how that situation is resolved once they get back to Iowa City. See 0-1 missed and almost scored it away from Valentine. Barry took off for second, so now 2 in scoring position with 2 out for Iowa in this 4-1 Alabama lead in the third. 1-1. Strike called, 1-2.
And there are other articles and reports about why Coach Levin is no longer with the Iowa program. Those are available online if you wish to search them out.
Yeah. 1-2, fouled away. And frankly, this is still kind of a developing situation as well.
Yeah.
You know, we're still learning. And, you know, we'll see if more details come about for tomorrow's game. Back here, the 1-2 is hit towards third, and it eats up Elistad, and now she tries to make a tag on Barry. Just missed. A run will score. Iowa makes it 4-2, and the E5 will hurt the Tide here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Elistad just got a little bit ahead of herself.
That was almost an insane play.
Yeah.
Because Barry was coming into third, and Elistad was like, well, I can't get Bennett at first. Let me just flail my arm around and see if I find somebody. But could not. Now Lance McMahon is out to chat with Riley after the unearned run.
It would have been interesting, too, had she applied that tag, whether or not the run would have counted.
That would have been insane. That would have been so berserk.
Well, it wouldn't have because it would have been the third out of the inning. But if she'd crossed the plate first, then it would have. So that would have been Marty would have been all over it. He'd have figured it out.
Oh, yeah. He's right there. Ask him later.
Yeah.
Hannah Lindsay into a double play in the first. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. So it's 4-2 Alabama after the E5 on Elistad. Fortunately, that's error number 8 this year for Brooke. Now the 0-1 from Riley. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Caleb Riley ready. The 0-2 is lined past a diving Hawkins at short. Base hit. 1 run is in. Bennett is going to stop at third base. It's 4-3 Alabama. As Lindsay has, we'll see how it's scored, either a RBI single or double, but either way a run is in, and it's 4-3.
Salen Hawkins was about 6 inches away from making a tremendous diving catch on that.
Now comes Patrick Murphy.
And that will be a double for Lindsay.
And unfortunately, this is exactly what we talked about being excited that we didn't see in the first game. You know, an error leading to something and now leading to a pitching change for the Tide. We will step aside quickly. Alabama 4, Iowa 3. Hawkeyes have 2 in scoring position with 2 outs, and the Tide will make a change in the circle here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
With this call to the bullpen, we remind you that Alabama softball is brought to you by Barkley GMC, the best place to buy a vehicle in Tuscaloosa, and proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Visit barclaygmc.com today. Barkley makes it easy. Emily Winstead is the new pitcher for the Crimson Tide.
And the first pitch from Winstead is in there for a strike on Alyssa Ramos, 0-1. It's 4-3 Alabama here in the top of the third. 2 outs on the board, but 2 runners on base for the Hawkeyes. And Ramos grounded out her first time up. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. Emily Winstead on the year with a 1.86 ERA, 5-0 record. This is her 12th appearance. 26 in the third inning, 17 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks, 26 Ks. So the 1-1 is hit foul onto the clubhouse, so ball and 2 strikes.
Caitlin Riley went 2 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. 49 pitches, 34 strikes thrown by Riley. She is responsible for the 2 runners on base.
Now the 1-2. Changeup is popped up. Hevlin is tracking it. She'll make the catch. Side retired. So Winstead comes in and does her job, but Tom, 2 unearned runs coming for the Hawkeyes, and unfortunately that was an inning where Alabama could not avoid the back-to-backs.
Yeah, and multiple back-to-backs there as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight batters reached base for Iowa in that inning. So a little bit of the issue that Alabama had early in the season cropped up there, but you still hold on to the 4-3 lead and an opportunity to answer in the bottom.
And we'll see if they can do it as we go to the bottom of the third. Alabama 4, Iowa 3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Is presented by Bojangles and the new and improved Bojangles app. Bring the flavor to your tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings by downloading the Bojangles app to order ahead for tailgates and whenever it's bow time, which could be right now, not midnight, but merely 7:25.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not a tailgate without Bojangles. Alabama 4, Iowa 3. This game has been weird. The Tide will have 4, 5, 6 due up. Riley, Hevlin, and Elistad. And hey, Caitlin Riley, top of the third didn't go the way you want. Here's a chance to help yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
Talia Tretton still in the circle for the Hawkeyes. First pitch to Riley. Misses in, 1-0.
As normal of a softball game as Game 1 was against Louisiana, we've gone the exact opposite here.
Isn't that how it goes, though?
Yeah.
When was the last time there was just a normal doubleheader? The 1-0 to Riley. That's a strike on the outer half, 1-1.
Don't think those exist, unfortunately.
No. No. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Alabama still in the all-white uniforms.
The 1-2. Riley on the ground and past the third baseman, Jackson. Going to be interesting to see how that's scored because Jackson was kind of in front of it, but also not really, and it just snuck right between, almost between her head and her shoulder. It will be a hit for Riley and a leadoff base runner for Alabama here in the bottom of the third.
I'll give her credit for sliding to her knees and trying to get in front of that one because it was hit really hard, but got the base hit. And now Kinley Pate will come in to run for Riley.
And here's Callie Hevlin. Last time up, a moonshot 3-run homer to center field in the first inning. See what she can do the second time facing Trenton. First pitch from the freshman. Hevlin shows bunt and bunts it foul. 0-1.
Those white jerseys with the crimson script Bama across the chest, white pants and crimson socks. Iowa going with the dark gray uniforms, the dark gray jerseys with Hawkeyes in gold, very small letters across the chest.
Got the binoculars out.
I assume that says Hawkeyes. I'm not 100% sure.
Can't totally confirm. The 0-1 is a called strike. Upper part of the zone, 0-2.
Dark gray pants, white socks with the dark gray stirrups, gold stripes on them.
Now the 0-2 to Hevlin. Just foul.
Oh.
My gracious. Down the third base line. That was maybe off by half a foot, if that. Still 0-2.
That would have been at least a double for Callie and would have scored Kinley.
Now the pitch from Trenton. Misses high and away, 1-2.
Alabama continues play in the spring break showdown tomorrow, taking on these Hawkeyes again. First pitch set for 1. We'll be on the air at 12:45. Or I'll be on the air.
Just kidding.
Somebody's going to do TV again.
Me and Jenna. The 1-2. Hevlin, has she done it again? To left, gone! Second homer of the game. Team leader in bombs, keep on leading. It's another answer. 2-run shot, 6-3 Alabama.
So now she has a team lead in home runs with 9. She has that lead by 4 and is trying to catch up with Lex Papillo in RBIs. 5 RBIs on the day. She has 20 on the season. That's just 2 behind Lex.
Jeez. Brooke Elistad. Solo homer in the first. Sharply hit towards second. Young's got it. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Patrick Murphy will have a word with Kendall Clark. 6-3 Alabama. Callie Hevlin, 2-run homer here in the bottom of the third. Second home run of the night. Now here's Kendall Clark, who flew out to right in the first. The first pitch. Changeup misses low, 1-0. Tom, what'd you find?
Callie Hevlin with 2 home runs. First time Alabama players had 2 home runs in a game since Marley Giles at UAB, February 25th, 2024.
Okay. The 1-0. Also, that misses high, 2-0. That's my sister's birthday, February 25th, so shout out to Mary Frances. Somehow you worked your way into this broadcast tonight. Happens all the time. The 2-0 to Clark. And misses 3-0. I have to assume, yeah, there is a little bit of action in the Iowa pin. Looks like 2 people warming up. I would think one of them is not Jalen Adams, who will probably throw tomorrow. 3-0, called strike in the inner half, 3-1. Now the 3-1 pitch from Trenton. Clark loops that out to left, but foul. Full count.
Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Bama Baseball, Tide hosting Presbyterian. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Alabama with a 7-0 lead over the Blue Hose of Presbyterian.
Good.
Yes.
Payoff from Trenton to Clark. Oh, fooled her on the changeup. Swing and a miss by Kendall Clark, 2 down.
Yeah, got Clark to fall in the trap there with the change of speeds.
Now Salem Hawkins, who singled in the second. First pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
Also, Bama fans, be sure to catch Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Monday night, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
CO1 misses low, 1-1. So many things. Just constant content.
Yes.
You are never missing out on anything, I promise you, if you keep following the network. 1-1, miss low. Did she go? Of course not. 2-1.
Because in addition to that, Crimson Tide Sports Network coverage continues with Crimson Drive Thursday afternoons on all Crimson Tide Sports Network social media outlets. Crimson Drive is live each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to join host Roger Hoover for the latest on Alabama athletics.
2-1, little in, 3 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 outs. It's 6-3 Alabama over Iowa here in the home half of the third inning. Now the 3-1. Off the glove of Trenton, over to Jackson, who will throw to first in time to get the out. Barry was kind of shaded up the middle, so she might have had a play on it if it wasn't stopped by Trenton. That's pretty good effort by Jackson to get the ricochet and end the inning.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly that she was charging that way, and the ball basically just fell into her glove off the glove of Trenton. And Hawkins is retired, but Alabama answers back yet again.
Absolutely, and now we go to the fourth with Alabama leading Iowa 6-3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The fourth inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard, just down the street, or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. It's 6-3 Alabama over Iowa. Due up for the Hawkeyes, 6-7-8 Rivera, Trenton, and Simon against Winstead in the circle. And Tom, I give it back to you without stealing a pitch.
Oh, thank you so much, Gray. Desiree Rivera steps in. The first pitch just misses for ball 1. Emily Winstead came in last inning, replacing Caitlin Riley. Got the final out of the third inning. That one, again, just misses. 2 balls and no strikes. 6 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 2 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left for Iowa. The 2-0. Called strike, 2-1.
Is it almost time to alert the people?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Because things are happening, sir.
We can tell the folks. Things are happening here, but they're happening elsewhere as well. 3 balls and a strike. Because it's time for a scoreboard update brought to you by the Out of the Box Podcast. Check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box Podcast, part of the Softball America Podcast Network, wherever you get your pod. Well hit, but foul. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Give us a follow at OutOfTheBox_pod on the X. Like, subscribe, and share. Gray, what is happening?
All right. We're going to go over finals first.
All right. First, the payoff pitch to Rivera, fouled back. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Game 1 in Athens goes to Tennessee. 6-1 your final score. Carlin Pickens. How about this line? Complete game victory, gave up 1 unearned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Not bad.
Yep. Another 3-2. One hopper to short, backhanded by Hawkins. The throw is in time for the first out of the inning, and another outstanding play by Salem Hawkins.
Salem Hawkins with an anticipatory almost fall backwards. It was like she fell and then the ball just found her glove. That was incredible. And just, man, showing off the leather at short all night tonight.
Talia Tretton steps in, the first pitch. Off speed, drops in for a called strike. Tretton's 0 for 1 with a ground out.
All right, hashtag our Hokies took down Virginia, game 1 of that series, 8-4. Nice come from behind win.
Won that 4-0.
Yeah.
The 0-1. 1-1 strike. That would be 8 unanswered, Greg.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Possible, do we need to sound the alarm bells game? Clemson run rules Duke 12-4 in 5. Cassidy Kerr gave up 7 runs tonight.
The 1-1. Tretton pops this one up, foul ground, third base side. Elstad will stick with it to make the catch in front of the Bama dugout, and there's 2 gone.
All right, enough of the final shenanigans. Let's talk about what's happening now. Bottom of the 6th, Kentucky leads Missouri 5-4.
Well, we knew that. That's going to be
It's weird.
That's going to be a tension-filled series.
Yeah.
Devin Simon steps in. The first pitch is a bit high for ball 1. Simon grounded out her first time.
Bottom of the 6th in College Station. They are tied at 2, Florida and Texas A&M. Remember, no Rothrock tonight.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
It's Caitlin Oxley. She's holding up. And Emily Kennedy has not been great, but she's been good enough. Problem is the freshman Taylor Shoemaker had a home run.
The 1-1 pitch. Maybe a touch high, 2-1.
Top of the 6th in Oxford, and Ole Miss leads Arkansas 2-1.
2-1 to Simon. Went too far around on the check swing, 2-2.
And if this is the last one I can get to, I'll say it here. The game we were all anticipating. Bottom of the 3rd, South Carolina leads Oklahoma 5-3.
2-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat. Ground ball to second. Evelyn makes a stop in the throw for out number 3 to retire to the side. And once again, Emily Winstead comes out, shuts down this Iowa offense, and keeps them from responding in the 4th.
Yeah, now 2 of 23 and answering back is Iowa. And just a nice job not letting the Hawkeyes grab any momentum right back. And just to put a capper on the scoreboard updates, we'll read a few more in the bottom of the 4th and also keep you up to date on all that, especially Carolina, Oklahoma.
Hawkeyes go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 6-3 Alabama over Iowa here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The 4th inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Alabama with a 6-3 lead over Iowa. Due up for the Crimson Tide here in the 4th. Valentine, Vandegrift, and Pruitt 9-1-2. Talia Tretton back out now for her 4th inning of work, and the first pitch to Riley Valentine is a called strike on the outside corner. Valentine laying down a sacrifice bunt her first time. Tretton has gone 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. 63 pitches and 39 strikes entering this inning. The 0-1 inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We have an update to the update. A Gabby Garcia 3-run homer has given Oklahoma a 6-5 lead in the 3rd inning.
Goodness.
The 3rd inning.
Yes.
We will not miss the end of that one, I think.
The 1-1. Valentine swings and misses, a ball and 2 strikes.
One other one I didn't mention, LSU leads South Al in the 2nd game of their doubleheader today, 11-0 in the 3rd. And bottom of the 3rd in Tucson, UCF 3, Arizona 1.
The 1-2 pitch is high, 2-2.
Any thoughts on any of the scores I just read?
I mean, and there's a lot of time left in that game, but Arizona being down to UCF is a shocker.
Yeah.
2-2 to Valentine. Touch outside, the count's full, 3-2.
Lots of good softball all over the place. So glad the conference play is here. Just going to make things so much more interesting. A lot of fun.
Payoff pitch to Valentine, swings and misses at strike 3, and there's 1 gone here in the 4th.
Some of the best sequencing Trenton has done here tonight. Started to work a little bit more down. You know, utilize that changeup and then move side to side, east, west. Just a really, really good pitch sequence right there. Felt like Valentine was having to guess a lot in that AB.
Head back to the top of the order, Audrey Vandegrift. She's 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. First pitch. Pulls back the bunt. It's high for ball 1. The win earlier today against Louisiana ran Alabama's record on March 7th to 16-3 all time.
Very nice.
Outscoring opponents 90-34. Vandegrift fouls that one away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What day, this might be your homework, not that you need more to do.
Thank you.
But I'm curious what day has the largest margin of victory. It's probably something random.
That one's inside, 2-1. I mean, a lot of the on the state stuff is random.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to see trends on where, like, Alabama comes close to having a 500 record at certain points, and other points, and a lot of the dates in February rarely have lost. Vandegrift with a fly ball to deep right field, ranging back and making an over-the-shoulder catch just before she crashes into the wall is Simon for out number 2.
Boy, Vandegrift does a nice job making an adjustment on the changeup. That was left up a little bit by Trenton, and if that was earlier today, that's out of the ballpark. But because the wind is chilled out just a little bit,
yeah,
Simon able to make the grab right on the warning track.
So 2 out, nobody on for Larissa Pruitt. First pitch. Outside for ball 1. Pruitt 1 for 2 on the day, single and scored in the first, reach on a fielder's choice in the second.
Got another scoreboard update for you. Not from Norman.
The 1-0. Pruitt takes the strike, 1-1.
It's now still 2-1 Ole Miss going to the bottom of the 6th against Arkansas. Arkansas just had bases loaded, 1 out, and the freshman Miley Wachenio got out of it.
Man.
Impressive stuff.
1-1 is high, 2-1.
Also, now South Carolina has decided to put in Jory Hurd. Down 6-5.
Bev Smith coaching that game. That's a ball that's a little bit low, 3-1.
Hello to our SEC Network Plus viewers.
Well, they're watching that one, so
yeah,
it's okay.
True.
The 3-1 is a called strike. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, this is impressive stuff from Trenton. All of a sudden has really gone to the changeup, and
yeah, mixing speed's a lot better.
yeah, it's really fooling with the timing of these Alabama hitters.
Payoff pitch. Pruitt fouls that one off. It will get out of play into the Rhodes House clubhouse porch. hit the net that is protecting the SEC Replay Video Center. Larissa will get another chance here with another 3-2. That one's line foul. Caleb Rowe had to hop out of the way of that one. We'll do it again, 3-2. See, that's why I was scared for Ramos coming in so charging in on those bunts. Like, Larissa Pruitt can get a hold of it. Another 3-2 on its way. Pruitt, they fly ball to left and foul ground. Tracking it down is Roman. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. And for the first time here in this game, Alabama goes down in order in the 4th.
And that's the best inning that Trenton has thrown. Really did a nice job utilizing the off-speed, throwing the changeup, throwing it kind of up and down, mixing with the eye level. That was a pretty well-executed inning of pitching by the freshman in the circle. And Alabama's bats just couldn't quite figure out how to adjust in time to get something going in the 4th.
We head to the 5th. It's 6-3 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The 5th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. Also fast, the people running Taco Hot Sauce. That was good work. They moved quickly. They hurried well. Unfortunately, the guy I picked did not hurry well enough. And we go to the top of the 5th with Alabama leading Iowa 6-3. Due up for the Hawkeyes, it's 9-1-2. Roman, Young, and Barry facing Emily Winstead in the circle. First pitch to Tatiana Roman is in there for a strike. 0-1. Roman walked her first time up. The 0-1. Lined right to Hawkins. Still just doing her thing at short. And the 9-hole lines out sharply to start off the top of the 5th. And Tom Salem Hawkins just continues to get basically everything sent her way.
Yeah, you called her the vacuum earlier, and she's taking care of everything that's gone her way. The first pitch to Jenny Young is in there for a called strike. I didn't get my pick in time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I missed it.
The 0-1 is lined to third. The catch made by Duke. Or lined to first, excuse me. The catch made by Duke, and there's 2 gone.
All right.
Yeah.
First time that Young has been retired. Good reflexes by Dukeshire. Good defense, really, outside of that one Elistad mishap all day today. It's been a very sharp defensive outing for the Tide.
Brings up Sujin Berry in the first pitch. Is a called strike. Berry is 2 for 2. Couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. That one bounces away, 1-1. Can't believe I forgot to do a taco hot sauce.
I mean, in fairness,
we have like 3 minutes in between games.
There was literally a point where I said, so what time to go on the air? And you said, in 2 minutes.
Right.
I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I should have put them both before the game, before the first game. That one's on me. Fly ball to left center field, tracking it down is Vandegrift from center. She'll make that catch in the gap for out number 3 to retire the side, and 3 really good defensive plays by Alabama here in the 5th against Iowa.
Yeah, that was not easy. That was a long run for Vandegrift, but able to track it down. And great job by Winstead. No issues whatsoever with the part of the order that had given Alabama the most trouble here this evening.
For the Hawkeyes, they go down 1-2-3. We stretch in Tuscaloosa. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-3 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field. The 5th inning is presented by Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. Request a free quote from Fast Signs for all your business visibility needs. Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide softball. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Alabama with a 6-3 lead over Iowa. Due up for the Tide here in the 5th. It'll be Dukeshire, Riley, and Hevlin. 3-4-5. Facing Talia Tretton back out now for her 5th inning of work. And she's given up 6 runs, Gray, but as we mentioned, that last inning, Tretton really was mixing speeds well and keeping Alabama off balance.
Yeah, and we'll see how much more she dips into a changeup bag here, because that was a very effective bottom of the 4th from the freshman.
First pitch to Abby Dukeshire.
Oh, my.
Ooh, hammered foul. Oh, wow. It hit the light stand in front of the Alabama bullpen and bounced all the way down the Alabama dugout. And really well hit, but just out in front by Dukeshire. The 0-1, wave at a miss, 0-2.
Yeah, you can tell Duke really wants it. Kind of chased a little bit on that 0-1. Rise ball up in the zone. This is where I wouldn't be shocked if Tretton dipped into the change.
The 0-2 is lined to left center in the gap and ranging over, a diving catch by Bennett, the center fielder. What a highlight reel play.
Well, Tretton did go with the changeup. Duke was not necessarily ready for it, but she adjusted and squared that up. But how about Bennett laying out in center field? That is a brilliant catch to stop that from getting all the way to the wall and ensuring a double for Abby Dukeshire.
And not the most graceful of landings.
She made the play.
Well, I'm glad she's okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
she's stretching out that shoulder a little bit,
yeah,
because kind of got a little rumpled up after making that catch.
so 1 out now for Caitlin Riley, who's 1 for 2, singled and scored, or pinch runner scored in the 3rd. First pitch is in there for a strike. The 0-1's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 runs on 6 hits, an error, and 2 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left for Iowa. That one is just foul down the left field line. 1-2. Same 2 teams tomorrow. Again, 1 o'clock the first pitch, 12:45 the air time. And then another matchup with Louisiana following that one on day 2. Spring break showdown.
Got a scoreboard update for you in a moment.
1-2 pitch to Riley. Fouls it off.
So Jory Hurd strolls in and gives up a walk. Basically, bases are loaded, nobody out. Then a pair of strikeouts, and who's up but Ella Parker, maybe player of the year, potential type player, hitting .570 on the year. Gets a ground out.
Ooh.
To the fourth they go, 6-5 Sooners over South Carolina.
The 1-2 pitch. That one's drilled to deep left field. Forget about it. That's way out of here. Solo homer off the bat of Caitlin Riley, and it's 7-3 Crimson Tide.
Oh, no. We got another challenger for longest homer we've ever seen, partner.
Woo.
Stop it. That was next to the shed.
Yeah.
Next to the shed.
Isn't the tally like 9 times ever the top of the shed has been hit?
In BP.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Had that been a little bit to the right, to our right of where it landed, it could have landed on top of the shed.
100%. Oh, my, Caitlin Riley. Hello.
She got a hold of that one.
Not unnecessary at all.
Callie Hevlin steps in. The first pitch. High for ball 1. Hevlin 2 for 2 with 2 homers. A 3-run shot in the first and a 2-run shot in the third.
Good gracious.
Hevlin takes that one outside. 2 balls and no strikes. For Riley, her second homer of the season. Her 10th RBI.
And her first homer since Tucson.
2-0 is high. 3 balls and no strikes.
Also, that now means that 4 through 6 in the Alabama order in this ballgame are 5 for 7 with 4 home runs.
Pretty good.
Oh my.
The 3-0. Called strike. 3-1. So Callie wants to do it again here.
Please, I will fall out my chair.
The 3-1 fouled off. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 5th. It's now 7-3 Crimson Tide. Payoff pitch. Evelyn fouls it off. Probably would have been ball 4, but also I want to see Callie hit.
Just keep swinging. Scoreboard update. Top of the 7th, Kentucky now up on Missouri 6-4. And a Lexi Brady 2-run homer has given Ole Miss insurance. It's 4-1 over Arkansas. Bottom of the 6th in Oxford. Not really what I wanted to see from Arkansas in their second test of the year.
Another 3-2 on its way to Hevlin. Again fouled off.
Also, baseball now leads Presbyterian 8-0, top of the 7th, just down the street. And LSU has already won the game against South Al. They're still playing, but they've won the game. So that's all I got for now.
It's over. Just no one's told the Jaguars yet. Another 3-2 on its way to Hevlin. It's high for ball 4. So Callie Hevlin draws the walk. Carl Golan pokes his head out of the dugout, and he's heading to the circle, and I think this might be finally the end of the day for Talia Tretton. We'll keep it here with a new pitcher coming in, but Alabama, again today, not as many hits in this game, but man, they've been big. As you mentioned, 4 homers.
I mean, it's just been pretty impressive. You know, when they've been able to get a hold of Tretton, who did not pitch poorly tonight. She had some pretty nice moments, but when she made mistakes, Alabama cashed in. And to all parts of the park. Yeah. Right field, center field, deep left field. You know, everywhere we've seen the power. And this is this is a pretty good showing by the Alabama offense, and especially when you consider that 2 of those home runs came in the first immediately after Iowa scored. Alabama just has not, to this point, let Iowa get any traction in this game, where they've had a lot of base runners and had a lot of traffic on base themselves.
So Trenton leaves going 4 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 7 runs. They were all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. She is responsible for the runner on first base, and the new pitcher for Iowa is Haley Down.
Down on the year, an 18.38 ERA,
Ooh.
0-1 record. This is her 4th appearance. 2 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 3 walks, no Ks. OBA is 529. You're going to see her work down in the zone. She'll be pretty aggressive, and based on that opposing batting average, maybe that's not a great thing. You know, she's going to throw a lot of strikes, and so Alabama's going to get some pitches to hit here immediately with Down coming in. And, you know, not a surprise it's somebody other than Jalen Adams. I think I would assume that the plan is to have Adams available to face the Tide tomorrow in that matchup.
Attention Tide fans in North Alabama and all over the state. The New Wave meet and greet with Ryan Williams and Jalen Mbakwe has been rescheduled for Saturday, March 29th at Sand Mountain Park and Amphitheater in Albertville, Alabama. Ryan and Jalen will now be at Sand Mountain Park from 2 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, March 29th to meet Bama fans, sign autographs, and pose for photos. Mark your calendars for this new date.
Marked. I've got my calendar at the ready.
And we're seeing different Hawkeyes run to the dugout and grab new pitching cards.
It looks like Trenton is moved over to first, and Ramos is now at third.
Okay. And Brooke Elistad to the plate. 1 for 2 with a homer and a ground out.
Maybe not, though. That's still Jackson at third base.
First pitch. Misses low for ball 1. Yeah, I think the change is just Trenton to first, and Ramos is out. Elistad inside outs this one to shallow left, and that is going to fall for a base hit. Havlin gets the second, had to hold in case that ball was caught, but Roman couldn't catch up with it. And the single puts now runners on first and second with 1 out. An opportunity here for Kendall Clark.
Got another scoreboard update for you. I'll wait a few pitches, but we do have a final in the SEC.
Clark 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. First pitch is in there for a strike.
All right, I've waited long enough. Final from College Station. Texas A&M walks off Florida 3-2. But how they did it, Tom,
oh no,
is the interesting part.
The 0-1 is high, 1-1.
So Mac Barbara, single to center field, advanced to second on the throw. Powell, who had a 2-out base hit right before, advanced to third, scored on a throwing error by the third baseman. Unearned run, 3-2.
Oh.
Your final.
Missed inside, 2-1 now on Clark.
Also final, Kentucky 6, Missouri 4.
My picks aside, I think most of the conference is probably happy with that result.
Yes.
Is that one? Misses inside, 3-1.
Let's give Florida, OU, and Texas all the L's we can.
Find some losses.
Let's all band together and just try and take down these 3.
The 3-1 to Clark. That's a line, and that's just foul down the right field line. Do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another 3-2, and that's a slow grounder to short. The stop made by Barry. The throw is in time. Runners do advance. There's now 2 gone.
Sorry, Kendall Clark just getting all the outs out of the way before senior day tomorrow.
Yeah. Salem Hawkins to the plate. Hawkins is 1 for 2. singled in the second and grounded out in the third. First pitch is low and away, ball one. Called strike on the outside edge, 1-1. Hawkins jammed, grounds that one to short. Throw from Berry's in time, and that'll do it for Alabama here in the fifth. So Down is able to come in and keep Alabama from adding to their one run here in the fifth.
But that one run, Tom, I mean, has it landed yet? Is that about to cause a delay in Norman because it just drops on Love's Field? Kalen Riley's solo homer just destroyed, and that's the kind of that's why she's in the lineup. That's how you help yourself out. I know Kalen Riley's disappointed with some of the runs that came across when she was in the circle, and just overall the power tonight has been off the charts.
For the Tide, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We've played 5. It's 7-3 Crimson Tide here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We head to the 6th inning. Alabama with a 7-3 lead over Iowa. The first pitch to Tori Bennett was low for ball 1. 1-0. High, 2-0. Bennett's 0 for 2. She struck out in the first and reached on an error in the third. 7 runs on 8 hits, an error, and 4 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left for Iowa. Called strike. 2-1. Bennett, a junior from Fort Dodge, Iowa. 2-1 is sent out to left, but tracking it down and making the catch is Larissa Pruitt, and there's one away. Off the bat, that looked like that might have more carry than it ended up having. One out, that will bring up Hannah Lindsay. First pitch, low for ball 1. Lindsay 1 for 2, grounded into a double play back in the first and had an RBI double in the third. The 1-0 is low, 2-0. And Gray thinking back to it, that double play to end that first inning, only allowing Iowa to score the 1 run, was a big game changer. That one's fouled off, 2-1.
I mean, that stopped a potential spiral because you could feel Iowa, you know, their dugout has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You could feel them kind of channeling that energy. We're getting to Caitlin Riley a little bit.
2-1 pitch. That one is well hit to left center field, but Vandegrift calls off Pruitt and then is unable to make the diving catch, and Lindsay now stands on second with her second double of the day.
Not 100% sure Vandegrift called off Pruitt. I think Pruitt lost it for somehow because she was tracking it. That's probably her ball. It's shifting in her direction, and she just kind of stopped. And Vandegrift tried to recover, but unfortunately unable to.
That's what made me say that she called her off. But then I think, thinking on it, that I think Pruitt lost it, like you said. And we'll see a pinch runner coming in is going to be Echo Matilio. Put that down for the all-name team.
You see where she's from?
She is from Mesa, Arizona.
The birthplace of one Tom Canterbury.
How about that? She also went to first base and then realized, oh, wait, she's on second.
Right. Who's on second? Echo.
Yeah. I don't know. He's on third. Alyssa Ramos steps in. The first pitch is inside for ball one. Also, I think you can put Echo Matilio down on the all-name team right now.
Down.
That one's fouled away. 1-1 Ramos is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out.
Mattiello has a couple runs scored this year. 1 for 1 in stolen bases. So
we're going Mattiello?
Yes.
Okay.
There is an I.
Because that's how she pronounces it. That one's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm not going with it. She did.
That's what she's going with. Right.
And I am agreeing because it's her name.
It's 8:15. That one swung on and missed.
Struck her
for
out.
strike 3. Ramos down on strikes. There's 2 away. Again, it feels like it's 2 o'clock in the morning for some reason.
It really does.
But it's 8:15.
They're like halfway through OU South Carolina.
We would be just tipping off the second game of the basketball doubleheader.
We would.
As Desiree Riviera steps in, the first pitch is fouled away for strike 1. She's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, I think also this is going to be another one of those moments where we talk about how excellent Emily Winstead has been in relief.
Yeah.
And when she's been called upon in these emergency situations, she's been great.
1-1 is a foul ball off the end of the bat down the third base line, 1-2.
And I kind of think tomorrow, I would like to see Patrick Murphy give Caitlin Riley another start, another chance to kind of get right.
Mm-hmm.
But Emily Winstead is kind of making a little bit of a statement these last few weeks.
1-2 is a touch inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, she's a reigning conference player of the year. We shouldn't be surprised.
No.
2-2 is high, and the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, that being said, is that because she's pitching great, or is it because this is a role where she excels?
Right. Payoff pitch, fouled away. We'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
But that is going to kind of be the question once we get to conference play. Like, yeah, we know Brisky's going to start at some point in conference play, whether it be game 1 or whenever. But who's starting every other time?
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Winstead after the wonky double, and Iowa unable to score here in the 6th.
Oh, Tom, stop me if you've heard this before. Another chance to answer goes by the wayside for the Hawkeyes. Now 2 of 24 in the response stat this year, and I love the way Winstead is able to attack the inner half to righties. Just that little kind of screwball, low rise ball. That pitch is so hard to hit when you hit your spot in the inner half, and it's just a great job locating right there to end the inning.
For the Hawkeyes in the 6th, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 7-3 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. 7-3 Alabama as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 up for the Tide here in the 6th. It'll be Valentine, Vandegrift, and Pruitt. 9-1-2 against another new pitcher for Iowa. As coming in
Do you want me to take it?
Is the sophomore righty from Madison, Wisconsin, Andrea Jesko. No, yeah, go for it.
Jeskoviak.
Jeskoviak.
Yes, of course.
Jeskoviak.
Jeskoviak on the year. An 18.67 ERA. Third appearance, 3 innings, 6 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned, 7 walks, 3 Ks. Opponent's hitting .429 against her. After down, did a nice job getting out of that little bit of a jam in the 5th.
Lauren Johnson to lead things off for Alabama. Pinch hitting for Riley Valentine. The first pitch is high for ball 1. Down went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, 11 pitches, 6 strikes. ERA down to 14.7. The 1-0. That is a ground ball to short. Stop made by Barry. The throw is in time, and there's 1 away.
All right, scoreboard update. It has gone final in Oxford, and it has gone final in 6. Ole Miss run rules Arkansas 9-1. That's the most concerning result I've seen tonight.
Yeah. And now Maddie Hubbard grabs the bat, and she'll get an at-bat here for Audrey Vandegrift. First pitch is a called strike.
Hubbard on the year hitting .348, 8 of 23 with 8 RBIs, a triple, and 6 runs. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw, I think that is Candy Marceau waiting on deck.
Low and away, 1-1. One pitch hits the outside corner, 1-2. That one's fouled off. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Also, stop me if you've heard this before. A LeBron RBI for the Crimson Tide on a single makes it 9-0 in the 7th. He's now 3 for 5 with 3 ribbies in the game against Presbyterian.
1-2. Little outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, baseball, just keep winning.
They say winning is hard, and then some people make it look easy.
2-2. Hubbard fouls that off. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out, nobody on here in the home half of the 6th. Alabama looking to see if they can add any more insurance before Iowa will get a chance in the top of the 7th. Tied with a 7-3 lead. 2-2. Hubbard takes it low, and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So earlier, Tom, we showed the Boudin that was brought to us by Allison Habits. Now I'm gonna show the booth cam people the cracklin here.
High quality stuff.
Yes. It's basically bacon.
Payoff pitch. 2 hopper to third. Nice stop made by Jackson. The throw is in time to get Hubbard, and there's 2 away.
Flashing at the booth cam now. It's got a little pork rind to it ish. I mean, yeah. You know?
It's good.
Yeah, with the seasoning.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, I was gonna put that back, but I'll just eat it.
Just hold on to
later.
that. Yeah.
Just set it aside.
So now 2 outs for Candy Marceau. Getting her first at bat of the day, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. Marceau batting .364, 8 of 22, 6 runs scored with 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. 1-0 is a called strike, 1-1.
And a moment here for Marceau, because we've seen the starters who aren't typically quote-unquote starters in the game kind of capitalize, but a couple pinch hitters have not.
Yeah.
So maybe an opportunity for Marceau to kind of make a bit of a statement here.
1-1, ground ball up the middle through for a base hit. Point that Patrick Murphy made in our pregame interview before game number 1 was his goal is to have 16 hitters with a positive mindset, and at-bats like that are going to help people like Kennedy Marceau have that mindset.
Yeah, and that wasn't a strike. That was a pitch elevated almost at the shoulders, maybe closer to the chin. She just got the bat up there, sent it right back up the middle, and that's exactly what you want to see.
And Larissa Pruitt enters the ball game. She's now at first.
Oh, my.
For Lex Papillo.
That's unfair.
When you can pinch hit Lex Papillo for Abby Dukeshire.
For the top, number 31, Alexis Papillo.
Against Iowa.
On the year, Lex is 23 of 64, 359 average, 22 RBIs, 5 homers, a triple, 4 doubles, 13 runs scored. Is hitless in her career against Iowa, 0 for 6 with an RBI and a strikeout.
First pitch. Oh, that hit her. Oh, and she is not excited about it. She just, as the kids say, she just yeeted her bat.
Did you just say yeet?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm about to get yeeted out of this job. Keep going at this rate. Hello, Jim Caravan.
The hit by pitch moves Papillo to first. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs. For Caitlin Riley.
Speaking of eating it,
yes.
my gosh.
Crushed a homer her last time up. 2 for 3 on the day. First pitch is a called strike. The 0-1, Riley takes this to right field, and on a dive, unable to make the catch, is Simon. 1 run will score. Here comes Papillo. She is going to be safe at third, and Riley will take second.
Boy, that was brilliantly executed by Papillo. I mean, not the big turn. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I think she got a little overzealous. I don't know if she missed a sign from Patrick Murphy in the third base coaching box. But the way she was able to kind of freeze Iowa's defense as she was dancing around between home and third, really well done. Iowa needed to be a lot more decisive in that moment than they were. And how about Caitlin Riley? From yeeting it to the buses to just kind of a little flare out to right, and another nice game for her at the plate, another RBI in this one too.
That now brings up Callie Hevlin, who's had all the RBIs, 5 of them so far today on 2 homers and a walk. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1.
And you want to do a little math here?
She does represent the game-ending run. Could wrap this one up early with a big fly. The 0-1. Oh, that bounces in and bounces away. Papillo will score on the wild pitch. Riley takes third, and it's now 9-3 Crimson Tide.
I don't know what happened there. Jaskowiak, that one just took I don't know. I mean, slipped out of the hand, and then the hop, it hit Rivera's face mask.
Yeah.
And rolled out towards the on-deck circle. Easy run coming in on the wild pitch.
Now the 1-1 to Hevlin. Little outside, 2-1.
Scoreboard update. South Carolina's tied it up at 6 in the top of the 5th, and they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Let's end this. We gotta watch that. My gosh.
That one misses low, 3-1. And in 7 innings, it's gone final. over at the Joe, Alabama, with a 10-0 run rule win over Presbyterian.
Not a bad night in Tuscaloosa.
(3-1) to Hevlin. And that one is driven to deep center field, ranging back, unable to make the catch is the center fielder Bennett. Hevlin is digging for third, where she will slide in safely with an RBI triple. And the Crimson Tide now lead it 10-3. Wow. Callie Hevlin has stood on business all day today.
Oh, man. Businesswoman in town on business. Where is Conference Room B? Where is all the RBIs? I mean, what a job Hevlin has done here tonight, capitalizing on mistakes, hitting the difficult stuff, and bringing in 6 herself on a 3-for-3 night and setting up a potential run rule situation. And a bit of pressure on Alabama because they couldn't get the hit earlier this week against Samford.
Right.
Now's an opportunity to do that and end this in 6.
The last time a player had 6 RBIs in a game, Sweet Claire Jenkins against Texas A&M on April 1st, 2021. It has been a minute.
Wow. I'm trying to remember that. I think she had 2 home runs in that game as well.
I think that's correct.
I think that was that off the rails. Like, I don't think Montana and Lexi were pitching well. It was like a 16-8.
Yeah.
14-6, 9-5. But Alabama swept. It was a weird weekend.
Now Brooke Ellisad to the plate with the game-ending run 60 feet away. The first pitch is in there for a called strike. Ellisad 2 for 3 on the day, had a solo homer in the first, ground out in the third, and a single in the fifth. The 0-1, Ellisad with a fly ball to deep left. That one's back and gone! 2-run shot for Brooke Ellisad. Her second homer of the day ends it. The Crimson Tide score 5 runs here in the 6th. Capped off by a Brooke Ellisad homer. And your final score in 6 innings, Alabama 12, Iowa 3. And Gray, that escalated quickly.
All 5 runs in the inning coming with 2 outs. 2, which is impressive to say the least. What a night for Callie Hevlin. What a night for Brooke Ellisad. And good to see that what wasn't a bad offensive performance earlier today against Louisiana, merely a solid one, could turn into an explosive one later on in the night. That's quite a power show that the Tide just put on to wrap up day 1 of the spring break showdown.
So Alabama in this game had 2 different players hit 2 home runs, Callie Hevlin and Brooke Ellisad, and had Callie Hevlin knock in 6 on a 3-for-3 day with 2 homers and a triple.
And just a little tidbit here, I apologize to Iowa. The Hawkeyes had not given up a run in the 6th inning entering today.
Oh, wow.
Gave up 2 to Louisiana and just gave up a 5 spot to the Tide. Well, sometimes those things move in waves, and just what an overall job by the Crimson Tide all day today, winning in 2 very different ways, but with power, with pitching, and with outside of one little snafu, defense. Defense today was pretty darn good all the way around for Alabama.
With the win, Alabama improves to 18-6 overall, 11-1 here at the Rhodes House, and they are on a 12-game win streak. Iowa falls to 14-6. 4-3 in true road games, and that snaps a 2-game winning streak for the Hawkeyes. The winning pitcher is Emily Winstead. She's now 6-0 on the season. Talia Tretton takes a loss. She's now 3-2. It was 12 runs on 12 hits, 1 error and 4 left for Alabama. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Hawkeyes. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Alabama softball postgame report right after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.